Great. Well, good afternoon, maybe morning for some of you. Thank you for joining us for information on Pisando Fuerte, which is a high-level evidence-based fall prevention program. I'm gonna hand it over to Suzanne and Aaron that are gonna talk mostly today, but I just wanted to welcome you all and just let you know that we here at WEHA are committed to making sure our programs are accessible for all communities. So as much as possible, that we can do that. We are excited to, which is why we are really excited to bring you this program today. It is based off of our Stepping On, our falls prevention program, if any of you are familiar with that. And this is an adaptation of this program, and we're excited to bring that with you today. So thanks for being here.
Thanks, Phil. I'm going to start with a little overview of WEHA. So if you're not familiar, we are the Wisconsin Institute for Healthy Aging, and our mission is to improve the health and well-being of all people as they age. So we provide oversight for a number of different healthy evidence-based programs, coordinate a couple of healthy aging related coalitions in Wisconsin, and a number of initiatives as well related to healthy aging. Many of you are familiar with our Stepping On program, which is one of our evidence-based health promotion programs. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about why falls prevention matters, give a large overview of the Pisando Fuerte program, talk a little bit about the differences between Pisando Fuerte and Stepping On, talk about training and license requirements and support, and then we'll go over some implementation strategies and funding strategies and allow some time for questions. So feel free to drop questions in the chat throughout. We'll probably wait until the end to get to those, but you can always drop them in the chat or come off of mute at any time. Just wanted to start with a little overview about why we want to talk about falls prevention and why evidence-based programs like Pisando Fuerte are important. So falls are the leading cause of injuries and deaths among older adults nationwide. We know that 1 in 4 older adults falls each year, and many of those falls require medical attention related to hip fractures or traumatic brain injuries, whatever it might be. A lot of those falls end up in emergency department visits or hospitalizations or nursing home stays, and falls among older adults can cost over $50 billion each year. The average medical cost after a fall is a little over $7,500, and that data is from the CDC. So you can go on the CDC website if you're interested in looking for data for your state. They have state breakdowns and a lot of different data sets there that are really important when making the case for falls prevention. There's research that shows that the risk of falling is similar across different races and ethnicities, although the age-adjusted death rate due to falls is higher for those that are white. The age-adjusted rate for Hispanic and Latino older adults has been rising over the last few years. So this is concerning, as we know that the rate of older adult Hispanic and Latino populations in the US is growing as well. And there are very few evidence-based falls prevention programs designed for these populations. So that's where Pisando Fuerte comes in. So just to give a quick overview of the Pisando Fuerte program, it's a high-level evidence-based community falls prevention program. It's the culturally and linguistically adapted version of the Stepping On program. So it does provide similar benefits to the Stepping On program, which is proven to reduce falls by 31%. It's an 8-week workshop. So there's 2 hours a week for 8 weeks, and then a refresher 3 months after the last session. It's multifactorial, which I'll talk a little bit more about that on the next slide, but it includes a lot of different things that we know and research shows impact the risk of falling. It includes adult learning techniques, including guest experts, peer-to-peer learning, handouts, many different activities related to adult learning, and all of those things that can build confidence in older adults to help reduce the risk of falls. And some of the benefits include that it builds confidence, it has that peer-to-peer learning, it helps with social connection, and really gathering input from each other, the greater awareness of risk factors, and of course it reduces falls. When we talk about Pisando Fuerte, it's a multifactorial program. So it's unique in that it includes different things, not just specific to balance and strength exercises, but it also includes information about home safety and vision and medication and calcium and vitamin D, footwear, safe mobility, getting out and about in the community. There's balance and strength exercises that are practiced during each and every session in the 8 weeks, and even at the refresher session. It's based on a proven exercise program. The exercises are linked to functional activities, so activities of daily living, so that participants can really understand the purpose of doing those exercises and why they're so important. It can help improve balance, gait ability, and the fear of falling. There's also the progression of exercises as participants are able. So in Pisando Fuerte, there's ankle weights, which are optional. I'll talk a little bit about that on the next slide. But we always encourage advancing the exercises to improve that strength and improve balance in participants. And then we also invite guest experts to share a number of different things about the program. So we have a guest expert that comes in and teaches the balance and strength exercises. We have one that comes in and talks about vision, another about medication management, and another about community safety. So it's really, really engaging. It covers a number of different topics, as you can see, and it's really meant to kind of be that whole picture of what are all of the things that can impact someone's risk of falling. A little bit about the differences between Pisando Fuerte and Stepping On, since many of you are familiar with Stepping On program. Pisando Fuerte was developed with the Community Academic Aging Research Network to be culturally competent. It's not just an adaptation of the Stepping On program. It's not just the Stepping On program turned into Spanish, but there are a number of different things that were adapted to make it culturally competent. So you can see on the left-hand side of this image is the Stepping On, and then on the right is the Pisando Fuerte program. So a number of different things, like I said, ankle weights in the Pisando Fuerte program are optional versus required in the Stepping On program. For the facilitator background, all of the same things remain true of someone that we want to be a facilitator for this program. They should be either like a healthcare professional or have other experience working with older adults. But particularly for the Pisando Fuerte program, having someone that's maybe a community health worker or others that work with the Hispanic or Latino older adults can be helpful, and they must be fluent in Spanish. The whole program is run in Spanish, so they must be able to speak fluently in Spanish. For Stepping On, guest experts must attend live. For Pisando Fuerte, optimally, a Spanish-speaking guest expert will attend, but we know that that can be a challenge in some communities. So there are a number of different options for that. For Stepping On, it's a 7-week program. For Pisando Fuerte, it's an 8-week program. And then participants are asked to invite their family and friends to the last session for kind of like a celebration. So it's really focused around that community support. And then incentives are offered for turning in homework as well. And there's some additional visual aids and activities and things like that. I wanted to highlight too the facilitator requirements. So similarly to the Stepping On program, the facilitators must hold at least one community workshop every 12 months and must have at least 2 facilitators per workshop. Target participants of the program are those who are an older adult. They live independently, so they're community dwelling. They don't use a walker indoors. They can use a walker outdoors, and cane use is also okay. They don't need a wheelchair. They are without a diagnosed cognitive impairment, and they speak fluent Spanish. I'm going to let Erin talk a little bit more now about training options and license structure.
Hey everyone, my name is Erin Egger, and the Deputy Director here at WEHA. So I'm just going to do a brief overview on kind of our licensing structure here. So we license programs across the country, and Pisando Fuerte is one of those programs. So we're the national license holder, and then we license out to other organizations. At WEHA, we know that the training we provide and the license structure go hand in hand, and we really strive to support our license holders the best that we can and provide training and resources to both the license holders and also the facilitators. So facilitators practice under a license that's held by an organization, and that organization is then responsible for oversight of that facilitator. The structure we have developed encourages increasing the number of workshops and facilitators, and thereby helps us and helps everyone to reach more older adults. Next slide. So we have two types of license holders here at WEHA. One is a sole license holder, so that just means that there's one organization that has trained facilitators, and the facilitators are representing that single organization. So that it can be a health system, a university, a public agency, a hospital, retirement community, senior center. There's a variety of license holder organizations that we have for our other programs, and we would the possibilities are endless with that. The other option is a license holder with an affiliate. So that would be like, oftentimes license holders, it just covers the span of one state. So let's say in one state, there is a license holder through the public health department, and all of the facilitators that are with that public health department would be under that organization or that license holder. But then if like a senior center wanted to work underneath that license too, that senior center would be an affiliate of that organization. So that an affiliate organization is a license holder or is an organization that is functioning with the license holder, but is a separate organization. So regardless of the sole or affiliate license status, a license covers just the geographical area of one state. We're going to talk a little bit more about license fees, but if you have any questions about specifics, then we can talk through those as well. Next slide. So at WEHA, we really strive to support our license holders, and we do so through welcome kits. So we provide different template materials, report parameters, different promotional materials, the logos, everything that you can need to help you be successful with the program. So we have a lot of materials available on our website. We also email additional materials so that you have everything that you need. In addition, we provide regular communication to help strengthen facilitator skills and to build the program. We have webinars throughout the year to help, or throughout sometimes various years, to help refresh skills for facilitators. We offer technical assistance. We offer many different falls prevention resources. We have workshop materials available on our website, excuse me, for you to use. We have a program implementation guide that really talks about the program, what you need as an organization to put the program on, including different materials and things about thinking about costs and different things like that. And then also we offer fidelity coaching to help ensure that those programs are being delivered with fidelity. Next slide. So the license fee for 2024, this is the Pisando Fuerte program, has been in the works for a number of years, but it is brand new and ready to be licensed across the country this year. So as part of that, we're really reaching out to our current stepping on license holders. And if you are somebody who already has a stepping on license, you can add on the Pisando Fuerte license to your 3-year license for $1,000 off of the normal license fee. So a sole license fee is $3,250, and that does cover the 3 years. Again, that price does increase with the number of affiliates, and it would just be the $1,000 off of whichever fee and affiliate level that you would be at that. As just something to keep in mind, as the number of affiliates increases, the fee increases accordingly. But a lot of times when affiliates are involved, those affiliate organizations usually go in with the license holder, or the license holder asks each of them to pay a part of that license fee based on the number of affiliates and the tiers. So it's up to the license holder on how they want to break up down those fees, and if they want to help ask the affiliate to contribute to that license fee or not. All right. Turn it back to you, Susan.
Perfect. So I'm going to talk a little bit about training options. So similarly to the Stepping On program, we have in-person and virtual trainings. So if you would like to send individuals from your state to Wisconsin, you can do that and they can attend one of our in-person trainings, or you can also have people from your state attend one of our virtual facilitator trainings. So once you have facilitators trained, and then after eligibility criteria are met, we do have a couple of additional options for facilitators. So once a facilitator has led at least 2 community workshops and they've had a fidelity check and passed that fidelity check, they can become a master trainer. So as for an organization that wants master trainers, you do need at least 2 to hold a facilitator training. So that's a train the trainer model. And then you can train your own facilitators in your state. And then we also have the option for peer facilitators. So peer facilitators are a really good asset to the program. They're a volunteer facilitator. Essentially as someone that is a really enthusiastic participant, they're a good role model. Most likely they've gone through the program themselves. They're able to demonstrate the exercises and really just want to give back and volunteer and help with the program. So once you have facilitators in your state, once they have already done a community workshop and passed a fidelity check, they can then train their own peer facilitators if that's something that you want to do. Here in Wisconsin, we find peer facilitators are really active. For the Stepping On program, 1/3 of our workshops last year were co-facilitated by a peer facilitator. So we do have a lot of really active peer facilitators in the state for the Stepping On program and hope to grow that with the Pisando Fuerte program. So a couple different models here or levels here. So we have WEHA, the top oversight organization. We provide the technical support and hold the facilitator trainings. Under that, we have our master trainers. Under the master trainers, we have our facilitators. And then under the facilitators, we have peer facilitators. So again, just to get started, you would just send your facilitators to a facilitator training, and then you have the option to expand that and expand the program in your state to include master trainers and peer facilitators. Like the Stepping On program, the Pisando Fuerte program does involve a lot of coordination and work to get off the ground. So just wanted to share some keys to successful implementation. So it's important to have strong agency leadership and organizational stability. With the license, it's a 3-year license. You want to make sure that you're training facilitators and then helping those facilitators get their workshops off the ground, build relationships with guest experts and organizations to hold the facilitator train or the community workshops and things like that. So it can really be helpful to assign those program implementations duties to a specific person. So coordinating workshops, getting the locations, different things like that. You'll want to identify and prepare individuals for the facilitator training, and we have a number of resources on our website to do that. The supervisor who is going to help oversee this will provide support and direction to the facilitators. Ensure that your facilitators conduct at least 1 workshop every 12 months. And then it's really important too to have those strong community partnerships and then a multi-agency coordinating team. So really working together with your community to identify a location that works best for your participants to hold the workshop, identifying guest experts. Maybe you hold the workshop at where your guest experts are, identifying people to be facilitators of the program. Maybe you have different agencies that are working on registration, marketing of the program, different things like that. So really working together to help promote the program and get it off the ground and have a successful workshop. With all that being said, we have 2 trainings coming up this year that we're really excited for. We have one in person in June in Milwaukee in Wisconsin. And then we have another coming up virtually this fall. So it's split up over 2 weeks, 2 days at the end of October, and then 2 days in early November. The cost for those is $950 per trainee, and you would need 2 facilitators for the program, so that you would double that by 2, or at least 2 to get it off the ground. The QR code on your screen, if you want to snap a picture of that, that goes to our Become a Facilitator page that has more information, or you can follow the link too, and I'll make sure that we drop the link for that in the text. So with all that, with all the license fees and the facilitator training fees, just wanted to also touch on funding your program a little bit. So Pisando Fuerte has been approved by the Administration for Community Living as a high-level evidence-based program, meaning that you can use Title III-D Older Americans Act funding for it. You can also look into different grants, big grants or small grants. It could be from local power and electric companies, foundations, large stores such as Walmart, community civil service groups, and et cetera. There's a lot of grants everywhere, as I'm sure you're all aware. Can also ask for donations, maybe for some of the little things in the program, maybe getting the display kit, or the ankle weights, or even funding some of the healthy snacks and things like that. Potentially budgeting the program in your current budget for sustainability. And then also thinking about diversifying your partners. So reaching out to insurance companies for reimbursement and different things like that. So just wanted to touch on funding a little bit, as we know that there are a number of different things that go into starting up a program like this. So resources that you'll find on the WeHow website. If you go to programs and workshops, that's where you can learn more about Pisando Fuerte. Under the For Professionals section, the bottom one there, become a license holder. If you're not already a license holder, you can learn about becoming a license holder there. And then under Become a Facilitator, that's where you'll learn more about becoming a Pisando Fuerte facilitator. So we have a lot of great resources on our website. We're always happy to take a 30-minute phone call or video chat as well if you have any questions about getting started. We're really happy to support you anyway along the way. Jill or Erin, do you have anything to add before we open it up for questions?
No, I think there was one question in the chat. Looks like Jill answered that, but just to kind of reiterate. So there was a question on whether the Pisando Fuerte license was a separate license than Stepping On. And it is a separate license because it is a separate program. So there is a full license fee for that, but if you are already a Stepping On license holder, then there would be $1,000 off of that license fee.
So follow-up question on this. If we are on the year where we need to renew our Stepping On license and we were to get the Pisando Fuerte license at the same time, would that $1,000 discount be applied?
Yep.
Okay. Now,
Yep.
just to make sure, because we're waiting to hear from an SEL grant, depending on federal budget being approved or not. And some of the costs that we had initially budgeted for are a bit different now with the training. The fee per person trained has increased by $200, and so that would cover that. So that would help me if we do get the funds. So thank you. Appreciate it. And another question on this. So not only do the person who are training need to be fully fluent in Spanish, do you have any reservation on whether those are of Hispanic origin to be able to facilitate or not? What's your take on that?
We don't have an official stance on that at all. I think the requirement is that they are fluent in Spanish. We would, of course, encourage you to have someone that is from the community itself, because we know that that will facilitate learning better. But if that's not a possibility,
no,
then
I think I have a contact at the state level for our Latin affair. So this would really help us when we do that. I just wanted to see what was your take on this, and I think we're thinking in the same line on this, so I think that would work. Thank you very much.
Yeah, great.
Anybody else have any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Juliana. I'm with the Ventura County Area Agency on Aging. I was wondering if in the event we have the class and during one of the sessions there is some translation needed, is the translation time taken into account for, basically, is there the potential for some of the translation time to kind of be baked into the curriculum for the day?
Do you mean during the 8-week sessions, like those 2 hours?
Yeah, like just in term, one of the challenges I've had with I facilitate Stepping On is just being able to fit everything in a single session, because it's a lot of context, especially with the guest experts. People have a lot of questions, and I know that if some of the content was needing to be translated, is there additional time for that, I guess is what I'm saying.
So the program, the program itself is all translated. The whole thing is in Spanish. All participants should be Spanish speaking as well as the facilitator. So the translation part could come into play with the guest experts. So we would
Right.
encourage you to get Spanish speaking, but if that's not a possibility, then there wouldn't be that. I think the time for the Pisando Fuerte program, in the research, I don't believe they had all Spanish speaking guest experts. And so there was some, the timing for that did include that translation time, but it, based on the number of questions and how
Of
much
course, yeah.
discussion there is, that can vary quite a lot as well.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Great questions. Any other questions at all? Okay, well, I did drop the link in the chat for more information about becoming a Pisando Fuerte facilitator, so check that out. We'll be sending out the recording of this webinar as well to everyone that was registered. And we are, like I said, more than happy to, if you have any questions, just shoot us an email. I'll also drop an email in the chat. I think that's still on the screen there. But happy to answer any questions that you have, whether it's via email, phone call, or if you want to schedule a meeting with us. Another question in the chat. Just to clarify, if we are a local county, we could have WEHA be our lead agency. I mean, local to Wisconsin, Utah. Okay. Then no, you would need a Utah license holder for that situation. And Jill and Aaron, feel free to jump in.
Yeah, sure. You would want to find an organization in your state or in your community to serve as the license holder. But it can be any, like Aaron was saying, it can be any organization. It can be, go from small senior center to large statewide department to a university. So there's any potential, any type of organization can be the license holder. We just need to have one.
Yes,
Okay.
your state health department has a stepping on. Yeah, maybe a conversation between them or another organization.
Yeah, we're happy to do that. We've done that a few other times, as well as if you want to get a meeting together with that state health department, we're happy to hop on a meeting with you and them to talk about different collaboration opportunities. Yeah, because we can certainly be flexible based on, as long as there's certain qualifications and things like that, we can work with you. We've had some situations where a larger organization serves as a license holder, but the implementation actually happens at the more local level with an affiliate. So again, that's a situation that we can work with.
Well, thank you all. If there's no other questions, I think we can end for today, but really excited to see so much interest in the program and really hope to see all of you or your states in a future facilitator training. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.